Hi everybody, this is Jack Hurley here for another edition of Word from the Superintendent. I hope you all had a chance to take a look at the newsletter that was sent out and gave you some updates about things going on in our school and community, on our projects and on some of the work that our faculty is doing and happenings in the schools. It was sent out in the middle of February. We're going to try to do these a couple of times a year. And also I encourage you to keep in touch with our website as more and more normalcy returns to the schools. You'll get to see some of the activities the students are doing in the classrooms and outside the classrooms. Our extracurricular program is rapidly starting to come back. We're getting more involved and continue to be involved in community service from our youngest students up to our oldest. So please stay in touch with your school, stay in touch with the website. If you're watching this, you're probably here on the website, so take a look through the various schools to see what's going on. I wanted to spend a little bit of time I have with you today to do a little quick reflection. I'm recording this on March 2nd, and it was 1 year ago, I believe March 13th, was the last day that we were in school. We announced the night before, on a Thursday night, that we were going to be going remote for a 2-week period. And here we are, 1 year later. We have been very fortunate through the hard work of our custodians, our maintenance, our administrators, our supervisors, our teachers, our staff, our students, the Board of Ed, our parents, that we have been able to be open this year. And except for a few shutdowns, maybe more than a few in some occasions, that were caused by perhaps one person being ill and the quarantine rules that we have to live with, which are there to keep us safe, but they are rather far-reaching. We've been open. But it's been quite a year. It has been a year like no other that I've been through, and I've been through, as you know, I'm in my 5th decade in education, so I've been through a lot of things. And this has certainly been remarkable. So I want to start by saying to all of you, thank you. Thank you for the support that you've given to the schools and to me and to the Board of Ed. I want to thank the administrators and the teachers and the staff for the work they've done. They've had to learn how to run a building, run a program, teach a class, coach a team, direct a play in a totally different way. We've had to balance, they had to balance, having part of their students in every other day and the other part of them in online. And those numbers change day to day. Our students had to learn how to deal with a whole new way of school. And quite frankly, some of the things that make school for students were gone. Many of you probably know I was the high school principal for about 14 years, and I used to speak to the parents of 9th graders and to the 9th graders that involvement in school was the key to high school. Whether you were in the chess club or the basketball team or the interact club or the school play, being involved is what drives a student to come every day to the building with energy and vitality, because they make friends, they see a purpose beyond just what they're doing as a routine in the classroom. And the benefit of that is they're in the classroom with more energy, more enthusiasm, they bought into the whole, and they're learning more. Well, so much of that extra was gone from grades K to 12. So our students had to deal with a lot of things that weren't happening anymore, whether it be the senior prom or the 8th grade cruise or field day for the elementary school students. And they persevered, and they've grown from it, and they managed to still meet the measure academically and keep their educational path going forward. And obviously, to the parents, you've had to juggle so much in this past year, not only with school and your children, but I'm sure with your own concerns with the pandemic, with your own concerns and dealings with your jobs, and all that we have to do just to stay whole during this time. So it's easy to look back on the past year and be tired or be over it or be complaining or be missing the things that were gone. I try every day to be grateful for all the things that we did and how we came together as a community. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but we now have 3 vaccines out. The numbers are increasing. More and more people are getting them. There's a plan in place for students to get them down the line as well. Numbers are still higher than they should be. 1 or 2 or 3 numbers are too many. But both here in Rutherford and in the state and in the nation, they're heading in the right direction. The warm weather's coming, which puts more people outdoors where there's less spread. So hopefully we've turned a corner. And if we continue to do the right things with social distancing, masks, and hand washing, and avoiding all those big gatherings that we should be avoiding, if we get the vaccine when our turn comes around, I think we're going to be in a good place, or at least a heck of a lot better one. The governor announced yesterday that he foresees schools being back to pretty close to normal, at least in terms of being on site in September. Well, no one has a crystal ball, and we can't predict exactly what's going to happen. But it's encouraging to hear that that hope is there. And it's encouraging to hear that for our teachers who miss their students, and for our students who I think miss school and their teachers more than they ever thought they would. So, I just wanted to take some time to thank you all, to remind you we're not out of this yet. We have to still keep doing the right thing going forward, but to also remind you that we can all start to sense that better days are coming. Until next time, it's Jack Hurley, the Superintendent of Schools. Have a safe, healthy, and hopefully snow-free March. Take care.